This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
AGG, first for you. You're now a touchdown away from breaking the school record that you right now share with P.D. Peterson. I mean, what does that mean to you to go into this week knowing that you're one away?
It's very encouraging. I wanted it last game, but I put that one on me. But yeah, it's very encouraging. It's definitely a lot of fun, just to be up there. He actually messaged me before the game and just told me great luck, to everything that I do this year, just wishing me all the best. So that was really encouraging, too, just to have him, just to pour into me like that, too. So.
You had a huge game against these guys last year. Are they pretty much the same, you think? Or, I mean, does that give you more confidence going into this game?
We'll actually watch film as a group today, after we have study hall. So I'm not really too sure what they look like, but from the score that I saw on the board while we were warming up out there, it looked like they were doing pretty good. It was a kind of a shootout game, but we know they can score, but obviously other teams can score on them too. So hopefully that's the same with us.
Do you feel like that you guys can, if it turns into a shootout, you like your chances?
Oh yeah, for sure. I like our chances against anybody, But definitely. Last year was a close game, too. We went up early, but they started coming back on us. So hopefully we can get up early and stay up the whole time.
AG is the number one ranked receiver in the nation. Statistically, how much has the guys around you been able to help you flourish? Because now with Kevin Shaw emerging, the slot receivers with Stubbs and King have both been good for years now. How much has that helped you out so that way teams aren't able to shade help over to your side? They have to, pick or choose which side they cover.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job. Our coaches have really instilled a lot of great things in us. We've just been working very hard in practice. So when it comes to game time, everyone's able to get open. So just having those guys beside me, it makes it great because they can't double me. Because if they try to double me, we have 10 other guys that can get open and that can play too. So it's been very encouraging. It's been nice.
How well do you know Petey? I mean, did y'all meet while you were being recruited, and how frequently do y'all communicate?
So I met him on my official visit when I first came in November of 2015. I came for the Coastal game when BJ scored that last minute touchdown. I met him then, and then just over the course of the years, he'll come around and we'll talk. We don't talk a lot, but whenever he has something to say, he'll message me and he'll encourage me a lot. So it's definitely a good relationship. I don't talk to him all the time, but he's definitely a friend of mine.
Brandon, has Saturday's performance sunk in yet? And what is your mindset now going into this week, knowing you have an opportunity to sew up the number 2 spot on the quarterback depth chart and have a more prominent role in the offense other than being a +1 guy in run situations?
The Saturday game, it sunk in. It took me a minute. It still felt fake for a little bit. But looking forward to this Saturday, I feel like my role is going to be a lot bigger. So in practice, I'll get a lot more reps, and I'll just be ready. I'll be more ready than I was last week. So I'll just be prepared the best way I can.
Brandon, is pop still a thing? Are we still doing pop, or is it just Brandon now? Or,
Pop. I like
You're
pop.
still with pop. Okay,
yeah.
there have been rumors that maybe we gone away from pop, but we're going to stick with pop?
Yeah, we can stick
Okay,
with it,
all right,
yeah.
good. Yeah, that's all I need.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we were calling you Pop in the booth, but then we were a little concerned if you were ready to move on from that. But that's good to hear. That's a solid nickname.
Yeah, I need it. We
like
got
it.
Buck, AGG, and
Yeah.
Pop. I need
Now,
my nickname.
AGG. Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but when after you score a touchdown, make a big play, you go over on the bench, you sit down, you really work the hair a lot. Like you got your hands are in there, and I know on this team you got Tillman with the 2-colored, sort of hair thing going. You got Buckshot with the beard, and then you got Landon with the mustache, and then you got it. Where do you feel as if you rank right now with your overall look amongst them? And the second part of the question is, how do you feel about your game day hair?
Okay, well, this would be disrespectful to my mom if I didn't say number 1 because my mom calls me beautiful every day. She loves my hair, so for me to not say number 1 would kind of be an insult. So I'll say number 1. No disrespect to those guys, of course. I like the mustache that Landon's rocking, but yeah, of course, number 1. And my game day hair, I work on it a lot in the shower before I leave the hotel. You can ask Brody Brown's my roommate now. He'll go in there. He's like, man, there's a little bit of hair in the shower. I'm like, man, I got to detangle, man. I can't have this can't have it all matted up. But yeah, the helmet, when I put it on and take it off, it kind of flattens it. And you see, I like my afro kind of poofy. So yeah, just game day here is definitely a pride thing. I guess it helps me. Like, if I feel like it looks good, I feel like I play better. For sure.
You've been working this and doing this a lot lately, and is this something that just sort of came naturally to you with catching the ball and then really giving a burst and then putting on the brakes real quick and changing direction? Is that something that just, hey, this is how I roll and how I do things, or is that something specifically you've tried to bring in your games? You had, like against Syracuse, you did it the other night. You've done it 4 or 5 times. Is that something you work on specifically, or just how the spirit leads you?
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. I've done it at least feel like once a game since I've caught the ball, but it's just something I feel like just I can kind of add to it. I can run. I can also stop really quick and then change direction. Just to misdirect the whole defense. But it's just something I feel like I've kind of been working on. I do it in practice a good bit too, so it's kind of something I added to my toolbox from the summer.
This is for the two of you. You were in Joe Daly's system for 3 years. You were in for 1. What's your takeaways from what you guys learned from him over the course of that time, and how different is it going to be Saturday to see him on the opposite sideline compared to calling plays for you guys?
You got it.
Well, him on the opposite sideline, I feel like I'm going to know what's coming because, I learned it before. And taking away from him, I just felt like I learned how to be more patient and pay attention to, like, the small things. That's what it taught me. I didn't really do much with that, but
I feel like he said, I feel like I'm gonna know what's coming. If there's somebody making plays, he's gonna try to feed them the ball, and he's definitely gonna try to take his shot. So, I feel like our DBs are, the best. So I feel like we can definitely keep that covered. But, it's just I feel like we'll definitely be able to predict them and, just be able to talk on the sidelines and maybe talk to our coaches, and they can talk to the other coaches too, just to communicate as a whole and just, get all that sewed up.
Kevin Shaw's come on a lot the last few weeks. What does he bring to the receiver room?
Speed, elusiveness. He's a quick guy, but when he catches that ball, he can give a definite burst. He can take the top off easily. So I feel like guys are threatened by his speed, and I feel like they should play him a little bit more off, just to get ourselves a little cushion. But if they want to play him up tight, then we can blow by him and get him the ball. So.
Pop, what was that moment of your first touchdown like? Was it everything you hoped it would be?
For the first 20 seconds, and then when I came to the sideline, the whole situation with JB, it was what it was.
The second one, a long run for you. Take me back through what happened on that play.
I think we called a quarterback counter, and we had ran it a couple times, and then this one, it just broke, and I got through, and I had to go, and I guess I was smiling the whole time. Everybody told me that the whole way down they seen me smiling on the big screen, and I was just excited once I got that open lane.
Were you tired when you got to the end zone?
Tired, yeah. I was tired. I was tired for about two more minutes until it took me a minute to get my breath back.
Is your preparation, I don't want to say change, but does it expand at all now? Does it get a little more intense now given the situation with JB?
Yeah. For the last week, I was more prepared to run, but this week is going to change a lot. I'll probably get a lot more throws in practice, and a lot more passing reps. So I'll just be more ready in that aspect, passing-wise.
Almost had that first completion there this past week, and then the penalty took it off the board. But for you, as a passer, not just as a runner, do you have that same kind of confidence there? And what are you most looking forward to there?
With passing, I feel like I got to build confidence. Start small, get big. So I like a lot of easy throws, and then I feel confident once I get it going. It's always the first one, though. Always the first one.
Pop, do you feel, as a passer, because we really haven't seen you yet, but as a passer, do you feel more comfortable in the pocket, or do you like to throw on the move, get outside the pocket as a scrambler? Where's your level of comfortability as a player right now for what they're asking you to do?
I'll probably say the pocket. I prefer to be in the pocket, but if I have to get out, I will. I don't really prefer to anything. I just throw the ball. Yeah.
AGG, the last couple of weeks, how much better do you feel about the passing game? Do you feel like you guys are kind of getting into the groove now? You have better vibes about what the passing game has been able to do?
Yeah, I feel like I've been saying encouraging a lot, but that's definitely encouraging too. Just to, we knew we could do it, but to actually see it happen, and just to be able to, get it done the way we want it to, it's been very encouraging. I'm excited, There's a lot more to come. We still leave plays out there every game, even in these past 2 wins. So hopefully we can just get those things cleaned up in practice, just have a lot more wins.